Thanks very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Secretary and General Milley, for joining us. At least two of the pillars of our national defense are civilian control of the military and our ambition, goal, demand that those who serve in the military be nonpartisan and above politics. America is bitterly divided on political questions. What are you doing to make certain that our military is not infected with this partisanship?
Thank you, Senator. This is a very, very important issue for me. And also, I would add General Milley. The military has been apolitical in the past. It is apolitical now, and it will be apolitical going forward. There's no place for politics in our military. I fully expect that all of our troops will have the opportunity to participate in the political process, but the military we're going to do everything we can to make sure that the military remains apolitical.
I can assure you as well, on the part of myself and the Joint Chiefs and the entire uniform branches, that is, we understand civilian control of the military. We are committed to being an apolitical military, and we will give our dying breath to defend the Constitution of the United States of America.
Thank you. A critic may take a look at our budget and say our national defense budget continues to grow to record numbers, even though we may retrench from time to time. But the real threats may not be addressed by this budget. It wasn't a hypersonic aircraft or a missile or a stealthy group of saboteurs who closed down the oil pipeline, the Colonial Oil Pipeline, and really disrupted the American economy. And other vulnerabilities which we're obviously aware of are in the area of cybersecurity. What is our military doing to complement any other agency efforts in that regard?
Well, Senator, the military, as you've indicated just now, is one element of a larger government effort to ensure that we can protect our networks. We have the ability to engage adversaries in kind of a forward manner at the source of the mischief, and we have the ability to sustain contact with potential adversaries. So we're doing two things: three things: protecting our DoD networks, adding to the overall effort that the government has in terms of defense against cyber attacks, and also remaining engaged with adversaries forward deployed.
And Senator, on the military side, as you know, we have Cybercom, and each of the service branches has cyber organizations inside it. We've got defensive and offensive cyber protection teams. We are very aggressive, not to be discussed in open testimony, but we are very aggressive offensively where needed and when directed, and we are continuing to build our defensive capabilities. The domain of cyber as a domain of war, as a domain of competition with adversarial nations, is a relatively new domain, and we are building those capabilities. We have the most significant cyber capabilities in the world. That doesn't mean it's perfect, and we witnessed what happened with the hackers in Colonial Pipeline, and we have to do much, much more. This budget puts about, I think, 2.3 or 2.4 billion into increasing our cyber capabilities just in the uniform branches. But there is a lot more work to do. There's no question about it, and this is an area in which we are vulnerable, and we need to continue to invest.
Someone may look at a $750 billion budget for our national defense and question whether we are wasting any money in the spending of that amount. My guess is we are, even with the best of efforts on our part. Both of you have extensive backgrounds and careers in the military. What would you identify as the largest potential source of waste in our federal military spending at this point?
One of the things that makes that is a challenge for us, Senator, is to be able to invest in the capabilities that we know that we need for the future, and as we do that, to divest capabilities that won't be relevant going forward. And so as we hang on to systems that we know will not be relevant in the future, I think that creates drag on the overall budget. I think that that makes it more complicated for us. And so I would ask you and the committee to help as much as you can in terms of those things that we've worked with the services to identify that won't be relevant in the next fight. Help us to be able to divest of some of those systems.
Mr. Secretary, that was a very tactful answer at a congressional hearing. I would just add that I think our procurement process in this country is in desperate need of reform. We are wasting too much time and too much money in our procurement process, and the responsibility of changing it is in your hands and ours as well. Thank you both.